Hello students, our today's topic is Gender, Religion and Caste, class 10th, chapter number 4 of Civics. All the three topics, gender, religion and caste, are the most sensitive and the most talked about topics of our society, and we'll find that different people hold different views regarding these topics. If it is a difference of gender, if it is a difference of religion or a difference of caste. We are going to study them all one by one in a sequence. Let's start with the gender division. We find that the two gender of our world, male and female, both hold equal status in a natural way. But the upbringing of boys and girls is done in such a different manner that there is become a precise kind of mentality for how a woman should behave or how a man should be behaving or should be brought up. To be taking examples from our daily lives, we find that usually when as a student or as a child, if you are at home, then if the parents are out for some work and you get hungry and you have your sister at home, you will be immediately deciding this, that if the cooking work is to be done, it should be done by the girl of the family or your sister. If suppose the family happens to be facing a financial problem, then the cost cutting or the expenses will be reduced from the girl's side of expenses. So these kind of divisions, these general things which we usually neglect when they happen around us, they are the basics from where the gender division, the bigger discrimination in the society occurs. Most of the families throughout the world are witnessed to be patriarchal families, that is, the head of the family is the eldest male member. In these families, usually the decision taking is done by the male members only, and the females are only supposed to give suggestions. It is not expected out of the females to take decisions regarding financial matters or regarding big decisions for the family. So we find that in the patriarchal family system, the fathers are the head of the family, and this immediately subsides the females of the family. As we can see in this picture given on the side of the page, it's been taken from your NCERT book. We find that women are supposed to follow a certain ideology. The women, if we imagine them, then a certain kind of stereotype perception comes to our mind. For example, to start with the first picture, if there are women who are housewives or homemakers, and they are supposed to be, as you can see in the picture, they are supposed to be fat and sitting on the sofa just watching a TV serial and doing nothing. This is the perception that we have for a housewife or a lady who is not working outside. If we are to talk about a girl who is working in the fashion industry or who is involved in the film industry or fashion designing, etc. kind of areas, then we never expect we never picturize that person, that girl, as someone fat or someone plump or someone not looking good. If you imagine an actress or if you imagine a Miss World, then you'll always imagine a girl who's got a skinny body and who's got long hair and who's got a very nice pretty smile, who's fair in complexion. These kind of thinking are fixed in our mind. We never allow our mind to think beyond this stereotyped mentality. Moving on to the next picture, there is a picture of a lady whose ideal housewife. Ideal housewife is that you can see that there are a lot of hands, and the hands are carrying different utensils and tools which are required for daily household work, and at the same time she is looking good. That is, she has to be perfect in each and every aspect. She is to be good in cooking, she used to be a good homemaker, she should be good looking. So the perfect housewife is picturized in this manner. The next picture here says the perspective of in-laws for the ideal bride. You can see here that the head of the girl is not there. Instead of the head, there is a bag of money, and in the background we can see that there's a television, there's a car, there are more bags of money, and there is a computer set, there is a refrigerator. In short, if a girl is to come in your house as a bride, then she should be bringing you a lot of dowry, a lot of materialistic objects. Until unless the bride does that, she will not be an ideal bride. And the last one, to the employer and male employees, the ideal employee, female employee. What should a female employee be like in the office? You can see there is a picture of a flower vase. What will this flower vase mean? It means that a piece of decoration. A piece of decoration which should look good, which should just present herself in a nice manner and just be there. That's it. They do not expect the female workers to work in the same manner, to hold the same intellectual, to participate in the same manner of the office work as they do. So for each and every thing, we have a perfect picture of what the lady should look like, or what the lady should behave like, or what the lady should be like. So if we find that there is a person who is breaking out of the ideology, this disturbs our perception, and usually the male members of the society do not like to change their perception. As a result of this, we find that when it comes to receiving the opportunities, the section of the society which is most discriminated and deprived of is the female section of the society only. We find that the literacy rate of women is only 54% in comparison to 76% of men literacy rate, which shows that very few girls get chances of getting educated, and on top of that, even a fewer get chances to opt for higher studies. We have very few people in the society who actually are working towards the right of equality in the family and in the society for women, and they are conducting feminist movements which help in bringing women to an equal status. But when we come back to the reality, we find that many women, they face discrimination, and discrimination in a very brutal manner in their families, in their society. Usually the families, they do not want girl childs in their family, as they want boys to run their family lines ahead. And because of the improvement in scientific technologies, female feticide, that is killing the female child in the womb of the mother only, is witnessed throughout the world, and the girl child is killed even before she takes birth into the world. With this, we find that the girl child is supposed to be a burden on the family, especially in the rural areas of our country. The girl child, because you have to give away a lot of dowry with their marriage, so it is supposed to be a burden to be having girl childs in the family. And as a result of this, when a girl reaches a completely strange house with less amount of dowry what the in-laws were expecting, then she gets to face the consequences as well. She is tortured, she is forced to bring money from her home, and many times it is witnessed that the girl is killed because of the same reasons as well. So we find such evils pertaining in the society as well. She has to face domestic violence. So overall, the half part of the gender division of the world, that is the female part, faces most of the atrocities of the world and is deprived of its equal rights in the society. And it's not just witnessed on the society only, but we find that this division, it accumulates in each and every aspect which comes forward. And if we relate this with politics, if we relate this with economy, if we relate this with society, everywhere we find that there is a section which is not ready to accept that the females are also an equal part of the society. In the next lecture, we'll be relating women and their participation and representation in the politics and their effect in the politics.